Hello and welcome to Hanlon Field in Medway, Massachusetts on Friday, September 17th for SportView's award-winning production of Holliston Panther Football 2021. It's found only on HCAT TV. Tonight, the Panthers face their longtime rivals, the Medway Mustangs, for the 73rd time. My name is Tom Emmons, and alongside is my co-host, the legend, Jay Wyman. Jay, Holliston hasn't faced Medway since 2016. What do you expect to see from the Panthers against the Mustangs tonight?
I think this is going to be a test. I really do. This is going to be a big test for Holliston. Medway came out and beat Medfield last week, did a good job. Holliston didn't do quite as well against Old Rochester Regional, but I do think this is a matchup that they can come out and play hard and maybe get a win. But they're going to have to play hard. They're going to have to pick it up both offensively and defensively. Right now, the kicking game, the special teams, is really doing a great job. But the other two phases, offense and defense, have really got to pick it up a notch.
Holliston will be on defense first. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. And now Carlos Canto with Los's pregame lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. You know, there's a long and storied history between Holliston and Medway. This is actually the 73rd meeting all time between the Panthers and the Mustangs. Holliston leading the series, 44 wins, 24 losses, and 4 ties. First meeting goes all the way back to 1897, where the Panthers won 18-0. That game being played on Thanksgiving Day that year. The last meeting between these two teams, 2016, Holliston came away the victors with a 22-7 victory.
Holliston comes into this game with a record of 0-1. Their head coach, Todd Kiley, in his 19th season with the Panthers, 151 wins against 48 losses. Medway is 1-0 on the season. Their head coach is Anthony Mazzola in his 3rd season with the Mustangs. His record, 11-6. Panthers on the road in the last 12 years, 50 wins against 17 losses, 76%.
Well, Holliston kicking off, and that right leg of Nick Carding, he's been immense, both on kickoffs and on punts. Especially his punting has been sensational, Tom.
Yes. He's one of the greatest kickers in Panther history since Christian Baker.
We'll get into that a little later, I'm sure.
The kick by Cotting is a high one. It's coming down inside the 5 where Childs grabs it, picks up a head of steam, and he breaks the Holliston line. He's going to be chased down. Nice tackle by Cooper Olson, but he goes 80 yards all the way to the Panther 15.
Well, I said it before the game, you know, the kicking game has been the one place where Holliston has really done well, and here we go, right off the bat.
Well, usually when the returner has to turn his back to the play to make the catch, you're not talking about much return, but Childs is exceptional.
Sometimes what happens is you're supposed to keep your lane on the defense as you're going down the field, and sometimes what happens when it takes a while, you start heading to the ball, and that's when things open up.
Holliston will have to dig in here on 1st and 10. Handoff. Right away to Childs, and he is caught.
The handoff to Matt Childs.
The quarterback for Medway, number 11, junior Luke Froughton. Last week he was 5 for 14 for 51 yards, and he rushed 62 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, we saw Froughton in the Ashland passing league, Tom, and I really like him. He's left-handed, and he throws a really beautiful ball.
Childs is a great running back, number 32 for Medway. He's in the tailback spot. Froughton rolls out left, fires into the flat, high, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Mustangs.
One of the areas where Holliston, I think, really has to focus tonight on defense is containing, keeping those running backs from getting to the outside. And if they can stop that and turn the running backs into the linebackers, I think that'll be a big help for Holliston, because last week a lot of the yardage was done around the ends.
Childs last week against Medfield, 19 rushes for 165 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns, including one that he ran back for an interception. Froughton in the pistol, fires quickly out to the left, high, intended for number 3. So that'll bring up 4th down and 10, and Medway will try a field goal. Speaking of field goal kickers.
Yeah. Back in, what was that, 2009?
2009 on this very field.
We saw one of the great finishes of all time with Christopher Baker kicking a field goal to win the game.
The kick is up and hits the crossbar and is no good.
That was a great defensive stand by Holliston right there. That was a really nice job, and they really needed that. Of course,
that was a confidence builder.
That really was, because they've really been, quite frankly, getting hurt by both Franklin and Old Rochester Regional on the defensive. In their defense has been getting hurt, and that was a really nice stand by Holliston. And to keep Childs boxed up there on the first down was a major help. So Holliston comes out now on offense, and we'll see if they're going to come out in the spread or in war.
Looks like they're ready to line up in the spread offense to start tonight. Just a beautiful night tonight. I mean, overcast, but not much of a breeze. They break out in the spread offense. Kiley with the handoff. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage. See who that was on the tailback, number
Matt Childs with the tackle.
number 3, Devin Harding.
Holliston, 2nd and a little more than 10.
So 2nd and 11 for Holliston. Another handoff to Harding, and he's got some room. Breaking at the 40, the 50, and finally tackled at the Medway 30. Big run for Devin Harding.
Great job by having great blocking up front to open up that hole. That's a major save by Childs.
So a 55-yard run for Harding to bust it open.
And these are the types of plays, Tom, you mentioned it on defense, that they really needed it for confidence. This is what this team needs on offense also. 9:45 left to go in the first quarter. No score.
1st and 10 at the Medway 30.
This offensive line has been wanting to do a lot of run blocking, and it looks like they maybe get their chance tonight.
Kiley with the fake to Harding, rolls right, looks downfield, tucks it. He's got some room. Tripped up at the 20, but another Panther first down.
Yeah, a really smart play by TJ there. He was going to get whomped, so he hit the deck, and that's what you want your quarterback to do. You don't want him to get hurt on a tackle out in the middle of the field. I like this right here. I like to see the way this is working out right now.
Coach Kiley must think that Medway's doing some man-on-man matchups. That's why he's breaking the huddle so late with his offense. Handoff to Harding. He's hit at the line.
Alex Infager on the tackle.
So 2 big plays so far. There was the kickoff return from Medway, and the Holliston defense stiffened up and held them to no points. And they come right back with a big Harding run, 55 yards or so, to get in good field position here with 8.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
So 2nd and 10 from the 19. Kiley with the fake. He's got some help. Rolling out, he slides after a gain of 3 or 4. We got a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
They're calling a face mask on Medway. Holliston's cheering.
Well, if that's the call, it's going to be huge for Holliston because it's going to give them a first down.
Clock stopped with 8:09 in the first quarter. No score.
Personal foul against Medway.
There we go. Big 15 right now from the 19, so it's half the distance.
Hands to the face on the Mustangs. We'll get Holliston a first and 10.
So they'll move it half the distance to the goal. Let's see where they spot it. This Holliston offense has some momentum up front. Number 72, Brennan Ibbotson. Number 70, Robert Payne. Number 54, Pierce Alaki. Number 56, Grant Harper. And number 74, Patrick Griffin. Get you the rest of the starters in just a moment. So first and goal from the 9. Kiley with the fake. Out to Gentile. Gentile, he's in for the touchdown.
Yep.
Holliston from 9 yards out. TJ Kiley to Joey Gentile.
One big run, one big penalty, but other than that, a really methodical drive by Holliston. Nicely done by the offensive team. And now Cotting will line up for the extra point. 7:26 left to go in the first quarter. Holliston needed that time. They needed both defensively and offensively, both sides of the ball, and they got what they needed right at the beginning of this ball game.
And the Collier snap and the Del Ponte hold, and Nick Cotting makes it 7-0 with 7:26 to go in the first quarter. What a turnaround of events, Jay. We've already had a rock'em sock'em time right now.
Yeah, well, the big thing obviously was the defensive stand, and coming out the beginning of the game, and you
85-yard return.
And Olsen that caught him from behind, right? That's huge in this ball game. He catches it from behind. They don't score, and Holliston comes down and scores. That's a big difference.
That was a Ben Watson catch right there.
Great play by Olsen. We got to give him a lot of credit on the special teams, but the defense really stiffened up and held, and that was good to see.
Well, Joey G has been the touchdown machine so far for the Panthers, getting last week those two hooked up. TJ with on a 21-yard strike to Gentile. This time a 9-yard strike.
You know, they have the playmakers. They really do. They have the playmakers. I mean, I like Sweeney too as a playmaker. I like Gentile as a playmaker. But the other one is, of course, Danny Nash, who we had and we lost for the year. That's a tremendous amount of speed that Holliston lost in that situation. But they do have the playmakers, and when you got those playmakers, you got to use them.
See what adjustments the Panthers make on the kick. This time, Cotting kicks it deep to the number 1 back on the 5-yard line. He juggles it, and he is caught just shy of the 20-yard line by number 4, Cooper Olsen.
Yeah, Holliston was able to recover on that particular kickoff, but once again, the lanes kind of broke down for Holliston on the kicking team. You got to be careful not to go after the ball too much. You got to have somebody back here, just as you do on a defense to contain. You have to do the same thing on a kickoff to contain. And that time, Holliston kind of went in because of the kind of the bobble there. The kick took a long time, and you kind of overrun your kick coverage is what happens there. But Holliston was able to recover, and they're in good shape right here.
Let's see how the Panther defense does the second time. Broughton fires to his left, caught immediately, hit immediately by Miguel De Jesus, number 1.
Miguel De Jesus had a really nice game down in Franklin. He made a lot of defensive plays. He looks really good as a defensive back.
Second down and 5. Fake to Childs, and Broughton takes it himself. picked up a couple, got close to a first down, but just shy.
Yeah, it looks like they're marking him a yard short here. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Well, Childs is a heck of a decoy, so the Panthers are going to have to pay attention. Up front for Holliston, number 54, Alaki. Jack Littlejohn, number 57. Number 8, Owen Zakchevsky. And number 70, Robert Payne. 3rd and 1. Froughton throws it to Childs in the flat, breaks a tackle. He's got a first down. Alaki tackles him from behind, just short of the 40.
Childs, a heck of an athlete. You know, you watch him out there running with the ball, and he has speed. You can tell that on the kickoff return, and he's got power, and he's also got good moves. Really, really good balance. His sister obviously was a tremendous basketball player.
I remember.
Medway, and she's playing now as a senior at BU.
Other defenders for Holliston, number 4, Cooper Olson. Number 10, Captain Chris Del Ponte. Number 44, C.J. Pacheco. Number 23, Nick Cotting. Number 11, Brady Sweeney. I'll get you the other numbers in a moment. Froughton, quick handoff to Childs. He spins, but he is caught for no gain.
Matt Childs spinning and churning for a couple.
And that's where you come into the that offensive and defensive line, and you know we've been saying for a while that's the strength of this team right now, and in the inexperience of the skill positions, those kids will start getting better and better as the season goes on, and they're learning more and they experience more, and then put them together with that good line, and Holliston's going to have some fun.
Number 27, Derek D'Angelo, and number 40, Robert Collier. Fires to the left, incomplete. Cotting in coverage there. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Medway.
Incomplete, intended for Simon Commerce. 3rd and 9.
5:09 left to go in this first quarter. And this would be nice. This is where the defense would really, if they could come up with a good stop right here, be a big help.
Froughton looks left. And good coverage by D'Angelo, and in the pass is incomplete, bringing up 4th down and 9.
Well, that was a really, really good job by the Holliston defense, because they got down there on Froughton, and they were able to make him hurry up his throw a little bit. If he was able to set, he would have had an open man for a first down, but the defense put some pressure on. I like seeing that pressure coming from the line, Tom. That's a big help for those defensive backs.
Back deep for Holliston. Trying to see the numbers. 24, Andrew Dennison. Here's the Medway kick, a low one. It's going to roll and just roll out at the Holliston 40-yard line.
Great field position for Holliston right now to start their second drive. 4:52 left to go in the first quarter.
So far the Holliston defense has been stout. They really were the whole first half against Old Rochester until the last play.
And, of the first half, I know it, and that play certainly caught me off guard.
Did you guys see the first touchdown? No.
All right, 4:52 left to go in the first quarter. Holliston in their second possession.
TJ Kiley, the quarterback. Number 13. Sweeney and Gentile switch sides. Looks downfield, takes it on the draw, slides at the 45. Picking up some smart yards, the young quarterback.
You're exactly right, and that's kind of a difference we're seeing tonight than the last two games we saw. TJ, and once again, this is all experience that you need to get. You need to gain this. I mean, your dad's the coach, but still he can talk to you all he wants. Until you experience it, you really can't feel it. And he's done a great job of moving that ball forward when he's been in trouble in the passing game.
This time the handoff to Harding. Harding ahead for a first down inside to Medway territory.
Well, Devin Harding, you know, he's really good runner. And again, you wouldn't look at, he doesn't look at from up here, but he's got a little power to him too. And he wants, if he's going to get hit, he's going to do the hitting, and that's what he does. Look like a procedure penalty against Holliston, so that'll come back.
Well, Holliston's offensive line is starting to pick up some momentum here. I mean, really, Holliston thought coming into this year the strength was going to be their veteran line.
Yeah.
Seeing so many players come back. So 2nd and 9 after the penalty. The handoff to Harding. He breaks the tackle. Gets forward for a couple of yards. That'll bring up 3rd down. Let's see where they mark it. So 3rd and 7 here.
Yeah, one other thing I want to mention about TJ Kiley is not only his running tonight, I think, and he's made some really nice plays that way, really intelligent plays. I've said this in the last 2 games, and I really, really believe this. I like his passing game when he gets outside. He seems to be able to really throw the ball well on the run.
Kiley rolls right. Flag on the play, down the line, incomplete.
The 3rd down pass is incomplete. There's a flag on the play.
We're talking it over in front of the Medway bench.
Well, they're going to give it. It must be a holding maybe on Holliston, something on Holliston, because they're giving them the option of whether they want to take the down or take the penalty.
A couple of the other starters I missed on offense. Number 14, sophomore Kua Liama, and number 86, junior Owen McCarron. Medway's going to take the penalty. Did not see the call. Now they're third down and it says 3rd down and 12.
Well, I think what they did is they declined the penalty.
Right, but they moved the ball. Well, it's early in the season for the Zebras.
But wasn't that only 2nd down anyway?
No, that was 3rd down.
That was 3rd, okay. Oh, that's right. The second was this. There they go. They're changing it up now.
But they shouldn't have taken the yards, too. But anyway, what's 5 yards to Nick Cotting? Cotting with a nice boot. Comes down at the 35 and takes a Panther roll, and it's going to come all the way inside the 20.
He kicked that a long way because he kicked it basically halfway across the field, too. There's 25 or 30 yards across the field.
Right.
And then down, so kicked it away from the kick returner.
So that'll put the Medway Mustangs 1st and 10 at their own 17.
Good field position for the Holliston defense here. 2:47 to go in the 1st quarter.
Panthers lead 7-0. Medway has yet to get their offense in gear. Cron takes it himself behind the child's block and gets a nice break. And he is being chased. Well, talk about getting in gear. How about that one? 83-yard touchdown. He just followed the block by big number 32, and he was gone.
Yeah, he just came up kind of up the middle and got out to the right-hand side, and the rest he did on his own. So right now we got a game of 4 or 5 big plays here by both teams. Medway sets up for the extra point. Kick is up, and it looks good.
And a strong one is good.
Andrew Rozak, extra point is good, and the Mustangs have tied it up with 2:29 left in the first.
So Medway answers, and again, as I said, we've had some big plays. We
I
had
mean,
kick return. We had that play there for 80 yards or something. We had the Harding run for 55 yards. We've had some really big plays in this game.
well, you knew it was going to be a close one. Medway coming off a big win against Medfield, a TVL large team who they've had a long history with, and they came away with a 27-12 win over the Warriors.
Yeah, and that
And
gave
I knew
them.
that was a big confidence boost for
I was
them.
just going to say that. Good call. It gave them a lot of confidence coming into tonight. You know, and they haven't beaten Holliston for a long, long time, and they probably felt coming off of that game and see the score of that game. Then they saw the score of the old Rochester game, and you know they probably said, "Here's our opportunity for Holliston." And one of the things that I had mentioned in the Franklin game, and we talked about the inexperience of Holliston, is that if you're going to get Holliston, you better get them early in the year, because I think as the underclassmen gain some experience, and with that offensive line and defensive line that you mentioned, Tom, Holliston's going to pick it up as the year goes on.
Little pooch kick, going to drop down in front of Collier, and he falls on it at the 32. That's where Holliston will start 1st and 10.
Now, I'm not sure if that was supposed to be an onside kick or not, but
I
that
think
gave
they
Great Holliston great field position.
want to get a little height so that their chase team could get underneath it.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Kiley in the paper said the Panthers will be better for it having a tough scrimmage and an opener.
Yeah,
So he's hoping it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
that's right. That's right. You know, you've played the game, Tom. You get down there and you're playing against a man, and, 1 week you've got a guy that gives you a really hard time. Then the next week you're playing against a team maybe not as good, and that guy's not doing as well. And then you get your confidence and you start playing better. So
Right.
that's kind of the idea of opening up with tough teams.
Kiley to Harding on the turnaround. He's tackled by number 34, Jason Carpenter. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Clock running. It'll be 2 minutes left to go, and right about now in the first quarter. 7-7. Good game.
Timeout on the field. So 1:56 left in the first quarter, 7-7 the score out of that Medway timeout. Kiley, turn around to Harding, heads to the Holliston bench, and he's got a 1st down.
And I love the way he runs. Boy, do I love the way he runs. He gets out there, he waits. You can tell his patience to let the blocking develop. He gets in there, and then he has the jets that he can kind of turn on. And then he can also, when he comes up with a tackler, he puts a little damage on the tackler, and always going forward. This time he gets a 1st down.
Devin Harding, just a sophomore for these Panthers. Also the brother, did we confirm that? Brother of David Harding.
I'm sure. I'm guessing it probably is. But Dave Harding was one heck of a football player.
Lima splits right, Gentile in motion. Handoff to Harding, and he is hit by Childs.
Childs with a beautiful tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
So loss on the play, 2nd down and 12.
From their own 45.
Well, Childs hit him, but then Childs comes out limping a little bit. I tell you, Dave Harding, he'll put a licking on you. 50 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. The clock running. 2nd and 12 for Holliston.
McCarron and Lima come to the right. Sweeney to the left. Set up the screen to Harding.
Oh.
And he is hit right away by number 1. Senior Calvin Asimwe.
This,
Holliston seemed like they had that set up right, but they did not fool number 1.
they did have it set up perfectly. Medway bit, but they didn't send everybody. That number 1 stayed back there. He kind of saw what was happening, and that's how you want to play the screen pass. They're picking up the flag. So it'll make it a 3rd down for Holliston.
3rd down and 12, 26 seconds. Clock is running. See if they have to get off a play or whether they will.
No, I don't think they have to. Oh, maybe they're going to. 8 seconds, 7.
Now they're just going to walk off.
That'll do it for the first quarter.
So at the end of 1, Panthers 7, Mustangs 7. We'll be back in just a moment.
All right, at the end of the quarter, some quick stats here. Holliston right up there with Medway in overall yardage. Mustangs actually just nudging them 103 to 92 in total yards. That's 16 yards passing for Medway, 87 yards rushing for Medway, 9 yards passing for Holliston, 83 yards rushing. Holliston is winning the first down battle 3-2. Devin Harding is leading rusher with 66 yards for the Panthers. TJ Kiley is 1 for 3 with a touchdown.
And that's the lowdown. Thank you, Luz. Well, this is an important 3rd down for the Panthers. See what they dial up on 3rd and 12.
Yeah, we've already had 2 or 3 momentum changes in this game, and
yeah, back and forth.
This would be a big one for whichever team wins this little battle right here.
Mustang D trying to get the stop.
Sweeney and McCarron to the left. Gentile and Lima to the right. Devin Harding is to Kiley's right. Kiley fires. It's high, intended for Lima. Right at the first down marker.
Basket pass is incomplete on 3rd down. It'll be forced to punt. Calvin Asimwe on the coverage.
They'll bring up Nick Carding here.
So we've got to call him Nick the Leg.
Yeah, but he really does a great job of.
He punted 5 times for a 39-yard average for Holliston last week against Old Rochester.
And I kind of don't remember any of them being returned either. Whoa.
Cotting's kick does take a Panther bounce. But after it's down right on the 40-yard line, that's probably the best field position that Medway's had other than the opening kickoff.
The opening kickoff, yeah. That was pretty good field position. 11:40 left to go in the half, and this is where where they had the Broughton did a nice job in the last long run for him, and now you got him and Charles to worry about.
Broughton with, is that Child? Did Childs come back out on the field? He did, and passed it. Knocked away by Brady Sweeney. Number 11 with a big, big play for Holliston.
Yeah, I like Brady Sweeney. I told you that I like him as a playmaker, both offensively and defensively. Again, the summer when we saw him, he did a great job. That's the type of thing he was doing, both offensively and defensively. Great hands, good coverage, good speed, got some height there. You know, a lot of these coaches, they like to have those tall corners and those tall safeties, and that's a big help. And right there, he used all his height to break up that pass.
2nd and 10 for Medway. There's a handoff to Childs. He hits the line, picks up a bunch.
About 8, second and a couple for the Mustangs, just short of midfield.
Well, I believe it was Childs that threw that last pass too.
It was.
And it was just a little bit wobbly, but it looks like he can do it all.
Well, he fought his way out of a crowd.
Yeah.
He almost got tackled in the backfield.
And he also last week he scored 2 touchdowns offensively, and then he had the interception you were telling me about that he ran back for a touchdown. So
Yes,
he's a
very good
special player.
anticipation. 3rd down and 2 for the Mustangs. Pitch to Childs. He heads left and breaks through. Robert Payne gives him a shove, and he heads back the other way across the field. And long run and touchdown. 51-yarder.
Well, he got to the outside. He was able to get to the outside, and that's kind of been the little problem that Holliston's been having defensively is containing on the outside. But then he was able to run all the way across the field.
He picked up a key block. I wasn't sure who got it on Medway, but somebody was pretty happy with that block there. Was wondering if they were going to call blindside block, because that's what you usually get in those kind of reverse fields. Kick is up and good. So with 10:29 left in the first half, Medway goes ahead 14-7.
10:29 left in the second.
Well, nice run. You know, you got a big horse like that, you're going to ride him, and that's what they're doing right now. They're featuring him, Childs.
So for Childs, that'll be his 4th touchdown of the season.
Well, up until then, you know, those 2 runs.
It seemed like Medway sort of had a loose power I formation. They had 3 backs and the quarterback in the backfield.
It showed that when they opened up the game, they did the same type of a thing, and it almost looked like a wide war offense. You know, it almost like with the wings out a little bit wider than normal. But I think what they try and do is just trying to spread the field as much as they can, and you know, try and get some good angles on the blocks, open up the holes, and let the Childs just have it from there.
Olson and Dennison back deep for Holliston. Chip pick kick is going to go out of bounds and draw a flag.
You know, that time it definitely was not an onside kick, because they're just trying to keep the kick away from the Holliston returners.
I think Holliston can take the ball at the, did they give him in the 35 or the 40?
I think it's a 35, isn't it?
It's a pretty good size penalty. They're going to make him kick it again.
Yeah, procedure penalty. Interesting. I think this is the same player that's been kicking the extra points, and he has a pretty good foot. It looked like, you know, on that second extra point that he kicked, he really hit it well. So I'm kind of surprised he's not kicking a little deeper, but he might be told not to.
Right.
10:29 left to go in the half.
Well, we certainly saw Holliston have through the vast knowledge of library of our games that we've done. We've seen teams kick away from Holliston receivers.
In the past. Oh, yes.
Returners.
Yeah.
I don't think Holliston's returners have yet established themselves with that kind of fear that a team would have kicking to them, but
it could just be the overall kicking game that they might figure that Holliston does a good job.
so they back it up 5, and we'll do it again. Kick is gonna go away. Nice catch by Dennison at the 15. He works his way across the 30 to almost the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice field
Andrew
position.
Dennison.
Quiet Holliston return up near the 40 where they'll have it first and 10.
Now we'll see how Coach Kiley plays this. If we're going to go to war, if we're going to stay in the spread, are we going to throw the ball? Certainly has his bag full of tricks he can go to, that's for sure.
Right.
Fans, please respect the rule on
Well, you know, Medway has probably seen a lot of the war on film
Yeah.
and is ready for it. But Holliston's been having some success running the ball in the spread offense. Handoff to Sweeney on the jet play around the right end, and he's got some room. And a flag flies.
Yeah. That I
Was
believe,
launched anyway.
Yeah, it looked like from this angle, it looked like a block in the back, the way the Medfield player was getting up.
but I did see a flag on the play.
There should be a gain on the play if it was a downfield block. Block in the back.
Yeah.
Blocking the back penalty on Holliston will move them back from the point of the infraction.
So we'll try this one over again.
Well, I think essentially it's going to end up as 1st and 10
Yeah. Basically right
because
back,
of the Sweeney gain.
right back where it was. Nice run by Sweeney, though.
Yeah, he really turned that corner, Jay.
First down and 10 for Holliston from their own 39.
.950 left to go in the first half. 14-7. Holliston down by 7.
Fake to Gentile. Kiley rolls right, dumps it off to Harding. He gets tackled around the head after he gets across the 45.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean by TJ when he rolls out like that. He just looks to me like he's a lot more comfortable throwing the ball there. That was a beautiful little pop pass too.
Right. Well, you should have a short and medium, maybe a long choice for your option when you roll out. I mean, ideally you have 3 choices, even though you're only using half the field. 2nd and 3. Handoff to Brady Sweeney. He picks up a couple. That's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, and without any penalties, this is definitely 4-down territory, I believe. Oh, I thought he got a lot further than that. Oh, there he goes. Okay. I was going to say, I thought he got at least a couple of yards on that one. Timeout,
We got
Holliston.
a timeout
Medway.
Medway on the field with 8:51 to go in the first half. Okay, Holliston's lined up. Here comes Medway. 3rd and 1. 8:51 left in the first half.
Just shy of midfield. We need the fans here.
Mono on mono time. Kiley with the handoff to Devin Harding, and he buffaloes forward, and he's got a 1st down.
Nice job by Harding in that offensive line to get that push and get him the 1st down, keep this drive going.
1st and 10.
So right at midfield.
I wonder if at some point here, the defense is really starting to creep up. They're really starting to creep up close. I wonder if some point here, TJ will just let one fly downfield.
Lima to the right, Sweeney to the left. Kiley fires down the middle, wide open, number 11, Brady Sweeney. Touchdown, Panthers! You called it, Jay.
Well, what happens is you have to key on those safeties, and as the safeties pulling up, and the running game, which Holliston really hasn't had much of, the running game has allowed safeties to play back. Now, as your running game gets better, your safeties have to come up and kind of get in the box a little bit more. And when they do, it opens up that defensive backfield and gives your receivers an opportunity to have a lot of places where they can run into the open. Very nicely thrown, by the way, by TJ, and a nice play by Sweeney, who, I mean, I know I keep say it all the time, but he's really, he's a playmaker.
He got in the open and found that opening in that soft middle you were talking about. Ball down, Nick Cotting with a nice kick. A flag on the play.
Let's see what this is and who it's against.
They stopped it before the kick.
Flag on the extra point.
Offsides. Now, here's the situation.
Offside Mustangs.
Now the ball goes halfway to half the distance, right?
Right.
Do you go for two?
Why not?
See, that's the thing, because
I
it's
think
a lot shorter to go for now, and you've been making some plays where you got that offensive line, you've got the backs. You may want to take a timeout and talk this over, but looks like they're going to go for two. They're going to take a timeout. So we'll have a timeout on the field with 8:06 left to go in the first half.
Okay, Holliston breaks the huddle. They're going to go for two.
Go to war, probably.
Cooper Olson on one wing.
Going for two.
And something on the exchange didn't work there. And so the extra point attempt is no good. So with 8:06 left in the first half, Medway still leads 14-13.
I absolutely love that call. I love they didn't execute it well. Okay, I understand that, but that's a great call. He should have gone for two. He went for two. Should have done the war. He went for war. They just sometimes it doesn't work out. But I love that call. I think it's great. You're coming here to win the game. You're not coming here to mess around.
Right.
Please ensure that our athletic events are a healthy environment for all of us.
Well, Holliston showed them that they can return with their own big plays through the air or through the ground.
Yeah, this has been a game of big plays, and in every one of these times, Holliston is gaining that confidence. Coming into this game, to be honest with you, I think the team that needed the confidence building was Holliston. I think Medway felt pretty good about themselves, and rightfully so. And Holliston, maybe didn't feel quite as good about themselves, and rightfully so. But what's happening now is, you had that so much depended on that great play by Olson to stop the kickoff return by Childs in the first quarter, the opening kickoff, and then having them not score. And since then, you're kind of seeing Holliston getting better and better.
The kick by Cotting is up. Comes down at the 10-yard line to number 1. And he's tackled at the 30-yard line.
See, now that time what Holliston did is they came down and they held their lanes and they did a good job. The kick returner wasn't able to get to the outside because of that. Then when he comes up, Holliston was able to make the tackle. So here we go with 8 minutes left to go in the half. And I'll tell you, if nothing else, it's been really entertaining. These teams are going back and forth and some big plays.
I love it. Looks like we're in for quite a night of football. Longtime rivals, 73 games. This is great. Front, hands off to Childs.
Whoa,
He's hit
whoa, whoa.
right away. And
Yeah.
he is gang tackled in the backfield. He drew a crowd quickly.
He really did.
Up the middle of Matt Childs. Appears to be no gain.
It looks like they like running off to the left-hand side of the offensive line too for Medway. And we're going that way quite a bit.
2nd and 10. Broughton back to pass, and he launches one. And out of the reach of number 4.
Ball by Luke Front, just out of the reach.
That's out of the reach of Captain Sean Converse, senior.
3rd and 10.
Yeah, I just remember something we were talking about on the way over. 73rd meeting. They're doing it Joe's way tonight
That's
for
right.
number 73.
Yep. Joey Laracy. 7:19 left to go in the half.
Well, Holliston always has that Joe's way and Tim's time to draw back on and try to rally the troops.
Now we'll see. This will be interesting to see both offensively and defensively what these teams do if Holliston comes after Froughton or not.
3rd down and 10 for Medway. Throws it to Childs out in the flat, but too
Ooh.
far out in front of him.
Wow.
The pass in the flat was incomplete.
And so that'll bring up 4th down and 10.
4th and 10 from the road
Now-
32.
I watched him a little bit, Froughton, the quarterback for Medway, in the summer, and he was right on. I mean, he's
Oh, yeah.
he's off tonight. He's off a little for whatever reason. A couple of times he was off because of the pressure put on by Holliston, but he's been just off, just a little bit tonight, but he has been off. He's a good one, though.
Medway punting for the 2nd time tonight. This one comes down and bounces to Dennison. He runs away from the Medway tackler
Love it.
and has a nice
Yeah.
little return
Well,
just
we're going to
short
have
of the
a
40.
block in the back down here against Holliston.
Here on the near side on that return.
So that'll back it up a little bit.
In that, what happened there was from what I could tell, the Holliston player was going to do the block, and then when the Medway player turned when he saw that Dennison was going to pick up the ball, he kind of turned, and I think that's when they got him.
Right.
If they got him, are they?
Now they
Oh
call
no!
they're
We're gonna-
offsetting penalties, and we're
Yeah.
going to do it again. Well, missed that 2nd flag.
Yeah.
That was dropped right in front of the down marker.
Penalties on that kick. We'll just have a re-kick.
So the Medway kicker seems to, his strategy is to try to roll it forward as fast as he can. Doesn't really try to get too much height out of it, but as much distance as he can to get as much forward momentum.
Whoa!
High snap. Deflected.
Yeah, Holliston better get away from that one. Ooh.
And here it rolls back to where it would have been with the holding penalty. All the way back to the 28-yard line.
Doing a great
6:40 left in the first half, 14-13. Medway with a 1-point lead, and Holliston will be 1st and 10.
Now, I know that first punt didn't get too much. We had to come and repunt him. But Andrew Dennison did a nice job. I like the way he plays. Very, very intelligent. He kept the ball from going deep, and he was able to catch it and on the hop and get out to the middle of the field.
Somebody got a hand on that punt.
Yeah, that's right.
It looked
I
like.
thought. It was a really high snap, and it was a great job by the punter to get up there and pull it down with one hand.
1st and 10, Holliston from the road 29.
So now the Holliston defense has done their job. The special teams has done their job, and we'll see how the offense does right here.
McCarron and Gentile switch spots. Kyler with a fake handoff to Harding. And Gentile speeds up the sideline and a Panther first down.
Now, if you notice, and again, I talk a lot about the safeties and what the safeties are doing on defense, and you notice that time they had just got beat by for a long touchdown pass. So those safeties are playing back now, and that does open up the field a little bit for the running game. So Holliston's got them going both ways, and they're doing a good job of keeping the plays out of sync and keeping Medway kind of thinking of what could come next.
Lima and Sweeney to the right of the formation. Gentile and McCarron to the left. Gentile in motion. Here's the handoff to Harding, and he's got a little room, and he's forward almost to midfield.
Great cross block there by the Holliston offensive line. Opened up the hole for Harding. He gets there pretty quick.
He does.
I mentioned that before, that he has really good patience. He lets the play develop, and then he gets through the hole pretty quickly.
Well, Devin's just a sophomore. I remember the couple of the freshman game that I did last year, and he's quite a player.
Yeah, I think he even played.
He played for the JV
too. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
5:19 clock running here in the first half. Kiley with the turnaround to Harding. Harding works his, oh no, it's D'Angelo, and he's got a first down into Medway territory. Derek D'Angelo, number 27.
Well, the captain, number 74, Patrick Griffin, nice lead block. Took his man, he drove his man right downfield.
There's somebody you want to follow on a play.
Yeah, he's a good one. He, as we talked about this before, he had a really nice article by Ken Hemway in the paper there, whatever you call that paper. I never know what you call it.
It's the Town Pages.
Town Pages. I know. You tell me every game.
Hometown Pages or something like that.
4:35 left to go in the first half. Holliston marching here a little bit, getting some good blocking by that offensive line.
1st and 10 at the 45 of Medway. Here's the handoff straight away. D'Angelo takes a hit, but he picks up about 5.
Again, following big number 74. Griffin, also Robert Payne down there, the other captain.
We got 3 captains in that line.
That's right, we do.
Brendan Ibbotson, number 72.
Yep.
Kiley, the handoff to D'Angelo. Tries the right side, picks up a couple.
Well, I didn't see how it happened, but Robert Payne got down and someone was coming through the line, and Robert took a big hit, but he was able to stave off the defender and let that play develop and let Holliston get a few yards there.
Well, 3rd, it's a Medway.
Medway's got a big player, number 61, Jack Applebaum, 6'4", 285. Maybe that's the one he was going against.
Yeah.
3rd down and 3 for Holliston.
And they're in 2-down territory unless there's a penalty here.
This big crowd is starting to get excited. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Kiley with the fake, rolls out to the wide side of the field. He avoids the hit.
But just shy of the first down. They'll go for it here.
That's 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Clock is running here in the first half. I think that Holliston's decision is to go for it for sure.
Yeah, it is. And I think what they're doing very wisely, let this clock run down. So if they don't make it, there's not going to be a lot of time left for Medway.
Well, they know they're getting the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're in the Medway half of the field, so time to roll the dice.
Actually,
your big front seven starting to do the job tonight. Let's plow ahead. Well, we got a little timeout to talk about it at 1:57 left in the first half. All right, Panthers back on the field.
Two things on this, Tom. First of all, I thought the spot is a little bit off for Holliston. I thought TJ got a little bit closer to the to that yard line. The other thing is, watch these plays. Usually on third and short like this, or fourth and short like this, sometimes somebody just breaks up the middle and goes a long way.
Handoff to Harding. He turns the left corner, dives forward. Let's see where they spot it. Holliston thinks they've got it.
Yeah, they got it.
On the off-tackle run.
Devin Harding with a smart run there.
So once you get the ball set after a first down, the clock will start up again. There's 1:50 left to go in the first half.
Mustang 34.
And you don't really have the other timeouts. You don't really have to be in a real rush here, but you're at the point where you might want to pick up a few yards and get down there as close as you
No,
can.
the clock was still running that whole time that
No,
they
no,
set
it's-
the first down.
No, it stopped. It did stop. It stopped, and they
They
set the
didn't
ball.
move the markers though. No, he hasn't even put it down yet. Well, Holliston will snap the ball with 1 minute and 18 seconds to go. 1st and 10 at the 34 of Medway. Fake to Gentile. Down the middle. Wide open is number 11. Brady Sweetie. Touchdown Panthers. Oh, Jay.
I'll say it again. Read those safeties. Those safeties had to come up because they had to stop the run. And someone's having a coming out party tonight. His name is Brady Sweeney. By the way, another nice pass by T.J. Kiley also.
And that got the Red Sea going. T.J. Kiley was going across the field trying to whip up the Red Sea a little bit. They're here at a whiteout here at Medway.
Yeah, Holliston will be going for 2 here to get that to get the lead. Now this is a big deal right here to go for 2, because if you don't get the 2 here, they don't even need an extra point. They just need a touchdown to get the lead. So this is a big deal for both teams.
Timeout Holliston.
T.J. Kiley with 3 touchdown passes for the Panthers. 2 to Brady Sweeney and 1 to Joey Gentile.
Well, they're the 2 playmakers, and Coach Kiley's going to them tonight, and that's what you want. That's what you want to do. And the other
Sweeney got himself in great position down the middle of the field. That post, he just hit the gas and didn't stop.
He didn't, and if you notice, he kind of had to turn his body in a very funny way. He can do that. I'm telling you, the kid really is really good. We saw him
In the passing
again,
league, great
we saw him,
hands.
and I know I keep talking him up, but that's what I saw, and he can be a really special player.
Stars are emerging on this
Yeah.
Panther team,
Yeah.
little by little. You may not have known the names coming into this season, but we're starting to hear who they are.
And don't forget the other thing, he had that big pass breakup when Charles threw that pass.
Oh my gosh.
You know, Sweeney made that play too.
Hustled
so,
back and knocked it down.
Yeah.
Well, here's Holliston going for 2 with 1 minute to go.
This is a big play for Holliston.
Holliston going for 2 on this extra point.
Now this will be a play that they practice as a 2-point conversion play. Kiley, straight drop, cross, and Brady Sweeney with the catch. Big number 11. 2 points on the board, makes it 21-14 Holliston.
Now, you know, they talk about how receivers, and especially tight ends and stuff, you know, if you're a really good basketball player, you're a really good receiver, because what you can do is you learn how to come in and box out. And you can box out the man covering you and just give your quarterback a wide open number 11 to look at. And that's exactly what Brady did that time. He came around and just opened himself up and let TJ pass the ball there in the midst of all that.
Well, you
stuff
said
going on
Brady's
there.
quite a basketball player as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what you want to see, and that's what the receivers will do. And that's sometimes how, you know, a lot of times a quarterback makes a receiver, but sometimes receivers can also help make a quarterback. Those 2 are starting to hit on some nice passes tonight.
Yes. And we've had the nice mix of run and pass. Been like I said, been drawing the Medway defense up and then been finding the holes down the field.
And that's because of the running game. The passing game will come, but that's because of the running game. The running game is what's going to dictate how the defense plays, because if you keep running the ball, you're going to eat up the clock, you're going to control the game and everything else. So a defense can't let you keep running the ball like that, and the only way they're going to stop that is to pull those defensive backs up. And once they do that, if you can see that, and I know that Coach Kiley is seeing that, and I'm not sure if Holliston's at the point yet where TJ is able to audible out of things. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But Coach Kiley's seeing what I'm seeing, and it's just opening up that whole defensive backfield.
Had the ball fall off the tee a couple of times.
Yeah, and it doesn't really seem that windy up here, so.
No, it doesn't. But a little gust that caused the flag to go straight. Here's Cotting's kick as a low one, high bouncer, taken in one of the up backs, and he kneels down.
Yeah.
At the 32-yard line.
So that takes 2 seconds off the clock, 58 seconds left to go. And now you got to be careful. You have to be careful here. You want to, play not necessarily a total prevent defense, but maybe play a step back and don't let those guys get to the outside. It's imperative right at this point of the game that they cannot get to the outside, because that's where you're going to get your yardage.
First and 10 for Medway.
See if Holliston comes with a little blitz here.
Fronton's going to take it himself. Heads to the left side, chased down by Olson.
Well,
number 4.
What happened there with Olson? Great job by Olson on that, and the reason why was he didn't let Fronton get outside and get over the sideline for a timeout.
Timeout, Medway with 46 seconds to go. Okay, out of the Medway timeout, it'll be 2nd down and 2 at the Medway 40-yard line with 46 seconds to go here in the first half. Three Medway receivers to the right of Fronton. Childs in the backfield. Fronton takes it to the left. He picks up the first down and scampers out of bounds. That does stop the clock with 38 seconds to go.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the ball downfield enough where they can maybe throw something a little bit longer and have a shot at a touchdown here. You got to be really careful here as a defensive back. The whole thing right here is if your line can get in there and put some pressure on Fronton, it's going to really help everything in this defense.
Hand off to Childs, and he is chased when he reverses, and a big loss for Medway.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Tom. And I'll see if Holliston calls some timeouts.
Nope, the clock is running with 23 seconds to go.
Now your defense, now your safety's your defense. You want to step back a little bit. Don't get beat deep.
2nd and 15, spiked by Fronton. That's going to bring up a 4th down with 15 seconds to go.
Nice play by that defensive line to get in there and make that stop, because it takes all the pressure off of that defensive backfield.
I wasn't sure the number who flashed in Child's face, but when he reversed, oh my gosh, he got swarmed. Yeah.
Well, 15 seconds left to go. You know it's going to be some kind of a different play because it took a while for the coach to get the play in.
Fronton pitches it to Childs. Goes behind some blockers. Pacheco gets up, gets him, and that'll be the end of the first half. Holliston's going to walk off the field with the lead. Oh no, they got a first down, which it should have stopped the clock.
That is a half.
Yeah, but it is the halftime. Holliston with a halftime lead here in Medway. 21-14. And now it's time for Luce's halftime lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. The score at halftime, Holliston leading the Mustangs of Medway 21-14. Holliston really showing up on the stat sheet tonight. They have 234 total yards of offense compared to 175 for Medway. 10 first downs for the Panthers, 4 for the Mustangs. That's 101 yards passing, 133 yards rushing for Holliston, 16 yards passing, 159 yards rushing for the Mustangs. Individually for Holliston, quarterback TJ Kiley is 4 of 7 for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's had a very efficient first half. And the leading rusher for the Panthers is Devin Harding, another great performer in this first half for the Panthers. He's got 74 yards on 10 carries. Other Panther rushers checking in, Derek D'Angelo, he's got 14 on 3 carries. Brady Sweeney's got 12 yards, and Joey Gentili has 14. Leading receivers for the Panthers, Brady Sweeney has had just an amazing first half receiving the ball. He has 2 catches for 85 yards. Both of those catches were for touchdowns. One for 34 yards, one for 51 yards. Joey Gentili with another touchdown catch as well. Defensively for the Panthers, it's just a host of Panthers checking in on the defensive side of the ball. Cooper Olson, Miguel De Jesus, CJ Pacheco, Jack Littlejohn, and Pierce Alachi and Robert Payne all checking in with 2 tackles. Brady Sweeney had another big pass breakup in that first half as well. For the Mustangs of Medway, quarterback Luke Fraughton, 2 for 8 for 16 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions, but their leading contributors were on the ground. Running back Matt Childs, he's got 66 yards and a touchdown on 7 carries. Luke Fraughton also has 93 yards rushing the ball and a touchdown. He had a really big rushing touchdown in the first half. For more stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCatFootball, and that's the lowdown.
Thank you, Los. Quite a first half for the Panthers. You know, you really can see them having a balanced attack through the air and on the ground, where Medway has really been most successful on the ground tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising to me. Not the Holliston part, but the Medway part. I thought you'd see a lot more passing out of Medway, but I think the coaches, and I'm sure the players, are very happy with the balance that they're getting offensively. That line kind of took over, Tom, and that's what we kind of thought we'd see this year. And they did a good job of taking over. And then, TJ Kiley and Brady Sweeney kind of took over too offensively. So Holliston's running game has been strong. Their passing game has been strong, and they've played some really good defense. So except for a couple big runs here and there, the Holliston defense has done a really nice job.
Right. Dennison and Olson back deep to receive the kick. Fresh 12 minutes on the clock as we start the second half. And the Holliston offense is going to be right back in business. This kick popped up. Olson takes it on a bounce just shy of the 30, busts up the middle, cuts to the outside. He's still going out near midfield and beyond. Nice return by Cooper Olson.
Well, we've been trying to figure out what the deal is with the kickoffs for Medway. Are they trying to do onside? Are they trying to pop it up or anything? But Olson, who made the defensive play of the game on the great stop of Childs on the first opening game kickoff, just had a really, really nice run. Holliston's right back in business again with 11:49 to go in the third.
They get great field position at the Medway 46. Let's see if this Holliston offensive line can get running downhill from the 46.
Well, the other good thing about that is, Tom, as the game goes on, if they continue playing this way, as the game goes on, the defense will get tired and the offensive line will be able to really take over. We'll see if that happens tonight.
Kiley Fires it quick to Gentile, and the lateral, wide open. Oh, it's
there's
Lima,
gotta be
and there
flag.
should be a flag. Did it come out?
Are you kidding? How is there not a flag on that?
2nd and 10, Holliston.
Wow. Holliston with a trick play right out of the locker room.
He just run into it. Looked like from here. He just ran
It
into
kind
the
of looked like he
receiver
just ran into him.
with his head not even looking at the ball. His head was turned at the receiver.
What
But
do we know?
Either way, 11:41.
We're just high-paid cable sports commentators.
And we earn every penny. 2nd down for Holliston. 2nd and 10.
Brady Sweeney on the sweep. Picks up a couple. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Holliston pass is complete for a gain of 3. 3rd and 3. 3rd
So-
and 7, I'm sorry.
So what you want to do here if you're Holliston, if you can get maybe 4 yards, you're definitely in 4 down territory here. So you don't have to get this all at once.
Kylie calls out the signals, both sides. Back to pass, looks down the middle, and he is buried. Big number 61 got a hold of him.
By the Mustangs. Check out
And that'll bring up a 4th down and 12.
Well, you know, the thing is with that, again, and I think TJ is learning a lot tonight about quarterbacking, and right there, he did a nice job. There's nobody there, just tuck and, you know, you take your punishment and let your big punter come out here and punt the ball away.
Well, I think he had Applebaum. He was thinking about going for the quarterback draw, but Applebaum was right in the way.
It was in his face, yeah.
Matt Childs back deep.
So Nick Cotting out to punt again. There's a good Nick Cotting kick. All the way to the 15 on the bounce for Childs. And he is hit and tackled.
2 flags out there now.
That was Cooper Olson with the hit.
We got 2 flags.
Big hit by the junior on the sturdy Medway back. So the referees will have to sort this one out.
Yeah, I don't even want to guess on that. I mean, the foul one down in the back.
Probably
looked
a
like
block in the
block
back.
in the back. This one, I don't know if it might have been a face mask, but
Didn't seem like that. I didn't see the face mask
well,
coming
I
down.
thought it might have been a Medway face mask.
Oh.
Or a hands to the
Oh,
face
with
or
his
something.
straight arm.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, one of the things this year, and you know, there's been a lot of changes in the rules and everything. Let's see what this is. Chop block against
Medway. Personal foul.
Against Holliston. So we're going to kick over.
How about that?
That's too bad because that was a heck of a punt.
Yeah.
But I was saying there's a lot of rule changes and stuff, and what we've seen the couple games we've done is that there's been a lot of referee conferences in the game. Now that's a good thing. You don't want somebody to have the wrong call or anything, but I'm not sure if all those changes, if they're just, you know, it's all new to them also.
A little bit of a wind in Cotting's face. Fronton, number 11, is back to receive the kick. Medway's missing a player who rushes onto the field. Cotting's kick is high, bounces at the 20, doesn't go anywhere. And that's where Medway will start. So probably ended up about where Childs got tackled anyway. I thought it was a pretty courageous hit by Olson. Sort of a heat-seeking missile come across the field to make that tackle.
Yeah, and he's another one that's really had some big plays tonight. Olson, offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah, very versatile player.
That's the inexperience. We're seeing these kids, as I said earlier, who've had a lot of inexperience that the coaches talk to us about. We're seeing them get more and more experience as the year goes on. And that's why I say if you're going to get Holliston, you better get them early.
So 1st and 10 for Medway. Front fires on the slant, caught by number 4. And he slices across the 50-yard line. Nifty little play by the Mustangs. That was a nice catch by Sean Converse.
Yeah, and he ran into a couple of Panthers there, and it looked like the Panthers weren't sure who was going to make the tackle. They just kind of stood there for a minute, let him get an extra 5 or 6 yards. So they'll get a little more aggressive next time he gets the ball.
So Medway into Holliston territory. Front drops back to pass and launches one. And incomplete. And no flags. So their turnabout's fair play. Just had some contact by DeJesus going for the ball.
I think he lofted that one kind of high, and I think the wind might have taken that just a little. It would look pretty much like it was right on target.
There were 2 Medway receivers in the area.
And that was my next point, is that you never, ever want that. The offensive coach going to talk to these guys, because what you don't want is 2 guys being able to be covered by 1.
So 2nd down and 10 for Medway. Front takes it for a run, and he is hit and pushed back. The front 7 for the Panthers. Leading the way, number 54, Pierce Alaki.
And that's, again, you get those defensive linemen, they come in there and they start doing their job. It just makes it so much easier for everybody else. A lot of times their job is just to keep the offensive linemen off of your linebacker, and the linebackers do a lot of the work. But tonight, that defensive line has made a few stops of their own.
Third and 10 for Medway. Front back to pass. High to the outside, intended for number 1, but that'll bring up 4th down.
The pass intended for Calzin and Simway is incomplete. 4th and 10 Mustangs.
Yeah, the wind's coming up, kicking up a little bit here, and it's getting a little bit misty, so that ball might be a little wet too.
We might be blocked by the press box. Maybe we can't feel it, but
but you can see
the flag. Back to receive the kick, number 11, DeJesus. Holliston looking for the fake right here.
Well, 11 is Brady Sweeney.
Oh, 11, Brady Sweeney, sorry. And that goes out of bounds. Nice kick.
Nicely
all
done.
The way back inside the 10. Going to mark it at the 8-yard line.
Punting's a funny thing, sometimes somebody maybe not be able to punt it quite as high or quite as far, but if you know how to put that ball right out of play, you don't get a return. That's a big plus, and you also get, pin that offense back. That's a nice job right there by that punter. So here we go, Holliston coming out, 7:42 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They're up 7, 21-14.
Medway thinks they've got Holliston pinned. Hand off to Harding, but he is hit right at the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 for Holliston.
Now this 2nd and 10 is a big field position down because you got to try and make some yardage so that you can maybe open up your playbook a little bit and have maybe a 3rd and short or maybe even a 1st down. What you don't want to do is get caught back here on a 3rd and real long back near your end zone. So this is a big play for a 2nd down.
Three receivers to the left of Kylie. And then they sweep play to Lima. And number 14's got a few yards to get him a little breathing room.
Solid defense by the Mustangs. Gain of about 3 for Holliston. 3rd and 7. And the Mustangs need a stop here. Come on, fans, we need your
So here
voice.
we go. 3rd and 7. Clock running with there'll be under 6:20 left to go in the 3rd when this play is run.
Panthers look into Coach Kylie for the call. McCarron, Gentile, and Sweeney to the left. Lima to the right. Now they switch position. Sweeney goes to the right. Kylie back to pass. Scrambles. Look, thinks he sees a little room. Tiptoes out of bounds. Picks up a couple of yards. Clock stops with 5:47, but that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, now the special teams has got to answer to give. Otherwise, you're going to lose the field position battle in this set of downs here. So it's up to Nick Carding to boom it. It's up to these gunners to get down there and make the tackle on Childs.
And Childs is back to the 50-yard line to receive this punt.
Let's see how Nick plays. If he booms it, if he tries to kick it away from the receiver. Nice punt.
Nice spiral. Bounces, and there's going to be no return by Childs as it takes a Panther bounce. And it's going to give it back to the Mustangs about where they had it as Robert Collier downs the ball.
You know, you might look on the stats, maybe Carlos give the stats and they say he punted this and that. You know, but that's a big play in this ball game. That's huge field position difference. You know, if he kicked that ball down around the 30-yard line or something, that's a big difference. So he got it back over the 40-yard line, almost down on, what is it, the 47 of Medway. Nicely done by Nick Carding. And good coverage too by those gunners.
So Medway on their 2nd drive of the 2nd half. 5:32 to go in the 3rd quarter. Fraunton hands off to Childs. He spins. And gang tackled by the Panthers. Takes more than one to bring him down.
That was a nice run, but also a nice job by Holliston, because when he spun that first time, I thought he was going to open it up and
there was a
really
second wave there. Yeah.
It's a good job by Holliston.
Good pursuit.
That's what happens when you run to the ball and you have all the tacklers right there, and you just hold on and wait for help, and they did get that second wave of help. Clock running, 4:55 left to go in the 3rd.
2nd and 7. Fraunton fires on his left on the slant play, and he's got it to number 7. Sweeney chases, but he is tackled for a touchdown. That slant again burns the Panthers, as senior captain Connor Crewley with the touchdown. Player down on the far side of the field. Timeout on the field. Okay, Medway lines up for the extra point. This is an important one. Snap is high, but Holder did a nice job there, and the kick is good. So with 4:32 to go in the third quarter, it's tied at 21.
That's kind of what we expected out of front, and tonight I expected actually a lot more of that, where he zips that ball right in there and puts the ball where the receiver can catch it, but he's in no danger, and he gets a chance to just keep running full speed.
Right.
And it's nicely done. That's what we know he can do, and he did do it. But now it's up to Holliston. Holliston has a shot at getting the ball back. 4:32 left to go. Plenty of time. 4:32 in the third quarter. What a good game, though. I mean, the back and forth and up and down. And
that's the kind of game I love.
Yeah.
And we got full stands. The crowd's really into it.
Yeah, there's people all around, outside the fence out there, way on the other side. There's a lot of people here. You know what else is really nice to see is the Holliston Pop Warner teams are here tonight too, and that's great to see, because that's the feeder program for the high school.
Kick is going to go to Dennison. He scoops it up just inside the 10. Got a seam, breaks at the 30, and he's wide open! Crosses the 50. Andrew Dennison is going to streak 95 yards for a Panther touchdown. Wow!
Earlier in the game, I said this twice that Holliston did this on long run backs. Where the ball gets bobbled a little bit and the defense lanes break down. And that's exactly what happened there. The defense covering the kick is supposed to run down in their lanes, hold their lanes, and there's not supposed to be any wide gaps. Well, what happens is when that ball gets kind of fumbled or bobbled down there, some of the kids will break their lanes and they will go towards the ball carrier. And when that happens, if he gets knocked off, if he gets blocked, it opens up a space. And Dennison just blew down through. I said a little earlier, I love this kid as a returner.
I talked to Carlos, 83 yards officially.
83.
But what a run back. You know, it's something to keep your head like that when the ball bounces around a little bit. Holliston was missing a body. Collier's snap. Nice hold, and Nick Conning makes it 28-21.
These two kickers are putting on quite a show, and you know, if this gets down where it gets late in the game and it made a field goal, both of these kids look like they can kick from a little bit of a distance. 4:13, that didn't take long for Holliston to answer, 28-21.
We were just saying it was a back and forth game, and there was another one, this one for the Panthers.
And that's why you got to be careful. You have to hold your lane. Don't go to the ball. You have to hold
We also
your lane.
were talking about why were they sort of pooch kicking the punt so many times.
And he boomed it.
And then he boomed it all the way to Dennison, and Dennison made him pay.
Yeah, maybe there's a reason he did that.
That's right.
But I do like Dennison. I tell you, I told you earlier, I liked him. I like the way he returns. He's no fear. You know,
did a nice job.
And you know, we talk so much.
He's a junior.
And we talk so much, Tom, about the offense and the defense, and we should, because that's what's on the field most of the time. But boy, oh boy, so many coaches will tell you it's that special teams that makes a difference.
You're sounding like Bill Belichick now.
Well, sorry. I meant to sound like Tom Landry, but that's all right.
Hey, your Cowboys had a pretty good game against the Bucs.
Okay. They did okay.
Very respectable.
Yeah. They did okay. That Brady ends up beating him every time, though.
Oh, Brady on national TV. You know the NFL's totally pulling for him.
Can't wait for the next 15 years when he ends up retiring.
And a nice kick by Cotting is going to come down at the 13. Dropped by Childs. He boxes it around.
There we go again.
Panthers lose him in the crowd, and then he runs into number 20.
Yeah, we got a flag down, it looks like.
Out across their
That was number 30, Lucas Beckenkoff.
I think I see a flag down there.
He's a freshman with a nice hit.
Well, here again, on plays like that, once again, you did see the ball drop, and you saw how
But
this
it
whole
looked like
side
he was
opened
going
up.
to scoop it up at full
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah, well, the other thing that happens on those plays you got to be very careful of is you're a blocker, you don't know what's going on, and a lot of times you get that block in the back. But there was they declined that, and they took the holding call.
So that'll back it up for Medway. Let's see where it starts the ball. But Childs, man, he is a wrecking ball.
He really, yeah, he does
And
it
he's
all.
quick on his feet.
First and 10 Mustangs back at their 13.
He had the Panthers scrambling a little bit there. But they'll start on the 14-yard line, their own 14-yard line, first and 10. Fronton hands off to Childs. He busts the line, steps over, and he's got a first down. Dragging Panthers with him. Big number 32.
With second effort.
One of the things, Tom, that I've seen, in fact, I was
16 out to the 29.
talking to some people before the game about this, that I've noticed at all three levels, at the high school, at the college, and at the pro level, is the because of the emphasis put on the concussions and stuff in practices, you don't see a lot of good tackling anymore at any level. I'm not just talking about this game, and you can kind of see that out here a little bit, where the people kind of stretching with their hands. That's just because you can't practice it.
Fronton takes it himself.
Oh.
He's stacked up. He's stacked up by C.J. Pacheco.
Well, there's one kid who knows how to tackle. We've mentioned his name a few times. CJ does a nice job. But, you see that, and I think that's why you're seeing a lot of these big plays. And this is at every level. I'm not even talking just about the game tonight. It's you see it in the pros. You see where guys are reaching instead of coming in and do some form tackle. And every so often you will see that really nice form tackle.
But you're right, Jay. You're right, Jay.
What? Say that one more time, please.
You're right, Jay.
Why? Don't hear that much.
Second down and 9. Fronton, short drop. Chase from the pocket. He's out wide and going to get caught by the Panthers for a short gain.
That was an interesting fake. In order to fake, he went down, and instead of faking left or right, he faked by going lower. He faked going lower, and like what are you going to do?
Trying to dodge.
And then,
Maybe they lose sight of him.
Then somebody came in and made the tackle. And now they're in a situation where they've got to get some yardage here for a first down. 2:04. There'll be under 2 minutes left in the third quarter when this ball is snapped.
Third down and 8 for the Mustangs. Spread formation, 2 receivers to both sides. Child in the backfield. Fronton drops back and he sets
Payne.
up a.
Robert Payne.
What a play by Robert Collier, number 40.
But what a great play by Robert Payne coming in there and taking that quarterback right away. He broke out of nowhere.
Great speed by the big guy, number 70.
That captain, there you get those big dogs up there. They know what to do.
Maybe it forced Fronton to release the ball a little before he
definitely
wanted
did.
to, but
it definitely did. And Robert's so much bigger than Fronton that he had to throw over him too. So
and Collier was right there to knock the ball away. Nice defense. Here's a Medway punt. Low drive. Taken by Lima at the 38. And he's skipping to the outside, and he's out across the Panther bench, and the ball comes loose.
it looks like
And
Medway
they give
recovered.
it back to Medway. Well, Lima with a really nice return. He had it out almost 30 yards from where he started. And great blocking by the Panther punt return team. But somebody got their hand in there.
Was that the first turnover tonight? I don't recall any other turnovers tonight, were there?
That is the first turnover of the night.
By either team.
1:23 left in the third quarter. Panthers lead 28-21.
Watch right here because you may see a couple passes right here, so you got to be really careful.
They bring 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Fronten looking for the slant. Gets it to number 44. Tackled by Sweeney.
Tom, I think that they have a lot of good timing plays. Medway does. One way to prevent that is you got to get on the receiver and knock them off the course. You can't just let them come in. They're setting off, they're going free, and they're getting exactly where they want to be. And Fronten's throwing the ball right where they are. 1 minute left to go in the third here.
Alec, that was number 44, Alex Infringer, the captain. And he was the man in motion.
Yeah, you've got to get up
So
on
he
these guys.
must have cut underneath the other receivers that were driving him off the play. 1st and 10 in Holliston territory at the 49. Fronten with the handoff to number 1. I didn't see that. Asimwe with a carry, number 1. He gets it to the 45.
That's probably going to be the last play of this quarter as the clock runs down to about 20 seconds here. Maybe not. Maybe they'll get this one off.
Well, Holliston's going to try to slow this Medway momentum. Holliston had the momentum after the thrilling Dennison return for a touchdown. And Medway is going to let the time run out in the third quarter. So that sends us to the fourth quarter. Holliston leading 28-21. We'll be back in a moment. So a big 2nd down and 7 for Medway as the teams switch ends. 12 minutes left on the set up on the clock for the fourth quarter. Fronten hands off to Childs. Childs busts up the middle. He's chased down from behind, but not after a big gain, almost 20 yards.
I think you're going to see him start riding Childs now. They're going to use him a little more.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Come on, fans, the Mustangs are on a march.
See if the Panthers can take a little momentum out of there. Childs again, hit by number 40, Robert Collier. And then the Panther friends take him down. Well, don't take him down, push him back.
Don't matter as long as they stop him.
Robert Collier, number 40. The great play.
Robert's coming in and making some plays.
Stepping up from the linebacker spot. So that loss on the play. That's going to make it 2nd down and 12. So Medway spreads it out. Keeps Childs alone in the backfield with Fronten. Fronten drops back, steps back, fires for the sideline. It's high and no good. Good coverage there by Miguel DeJesus, number 1.
You got to do this 2 more times because I'm sure, again, unless there's a major penalty here, this is 4 down territory for Medway. But this defense now, you know, Coach Athley, the defensive coordinator for Hollis, you know, you wonder what is he going to do here? You know, is he going to come? Is he going to, you know, sometimes if you see those cornerbacks come right up tight. Oh, we get a timeout.
Medway is thinking about what's Athley going to do to us and calls a timeout with 10 minutes and 39 seconds left in the game. All right, Medway breaks the huddle first. 3rd down and 12.
Now you watch this chess match, like I was going to say, is that if you see those corners come up a little bit on the receivers, that might indicate that Hollis is going to blitz. Now the only thing is they got to be very careful to contain, and if the ball goes to Childs, you've got to make that tackle.
Fronten back to pass, 3-step drop, puts it up. And a touchdown for Medway. So they dialed that one up, and Fronton just hung it up, and the Medway receiver ran under it.
Oh, that was a nice pass, nice play, and Holliston did get a little bit of pressure on Fronton, so he had to get that ball off, and he did.
Who was that with the catch? Number 4? Converse?
I didn't see.
Well, Fronton with a nice throw there. Important extra point for Medway. Kick is low, but good.
10:32 left to go in this ball game in regulation, and we have 28-28 tie in the game of big plays.
Back and forth, these two teams landing haymakers.
With some good defense in between.
So we're all tied at 28. That was the same score from 2009.
Oh, it was.
It was all tied at 28.
That's right, because
when Christian Baker kicked that 37-yard field goal with 4 seconds to go. Well, it's Tim time for the Panthers. Doing it Joe's way.
Interesting now, the Holliston
Dennison and Olson come up to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they're coming back. I wonder if they are thinking of maybe something happening here.
Different person with the kickoff. And it's a little chip kick. It's going to come down to Dennison, and Dennison's going to scoot up the. He gets hit around the neck and tackled just short of the 50.
Mustangs make the tackle, but Holliston have good field position, just shy of the 50.
I noticed that early in the game, some of the short kicks with this 34. Jason Carpenter. Not their long kicker. So Holliston's going to be just shy of the 50-yard line. 10 minutes and 26 seconds left in the game. Plenty of time for both teams.
Oh, there's a lot of time. This game's nowhere near over yet, but you know, you got to keep the pressure on, so Holliston's going to have to come up and get downfield and score.
First and 10 Holliston from their own 48.
Kiley with Harding in the backfield. Fake to Harding, he rolls out, looks downfield and fires, intercepted by Converse number 4. And he is out of bounds inside the 20-yard line after a big return. There's a flag on the play. Let's see. Referee's going to talk about this one. This was on the return.
Yeah, if it is, I'll move it back. And there we go, 10 yards back. Probably a block in the back, I'm guessing.
But another turn of events.
Yeah.
As the Medway offense comes back on the field.
So that's 2 turnovers now, back-to-back for Holliston. In both times, they've given Medway pretty decent field position.
But they still have it first and 10 at the Holliston 43.
So the ball's at the Panther 43-yard line. Well, this is the time for the defense to step up.
Yeah.
I mean, they pretty much had boxed up the Medway offense pretty well, but it was a couple of big plays by Medway.
Well, you gotta,
that busted them open.
And they can't. They've come on now 3 straight times. This defensive had to come on these last 3 series that been on the field. So that's gonna kind of cut into your
hand off to Childs and a flag on the play. as the Panthers
That's a
stop
tackle.
Childs for no game.
That is a nice tackle. We talked a little bit before about the lack of good tackling. Right there, there's a really nice one.
Let's see, this is in the area of holding.
But it went up pretty early, so
let's see, this is probably going to back up the Mustangs.
yeah,
Illegal procedure decline.
Yeah, the good call, declining that, because you've already got the down, you've already got you already set them back a yard,
Got
yard
the
and a half.
loss.
So that's what you want to do. That was nicely done.
So 2nd 11.
At the Holliston 44.
So Holliston's defense has got to keep coming.
Fronten back to pass, takes a couple of steps and fires it high. This one intended for, looks like number 5, incomplete. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, they got to do that same thing right as they did right there. They got to come and they got to put pressure on front. And you can't let them set up. The thing right now is you got to be a little careful of that draw play, Tom. You know, if you're coming in, if they have any indication that you're going to send people, they'll draw Childs and let him go either off tackle or up the middle. So you got to be kind of watch out for that a little bit too.
We'll see if they can get some pressure out of their front 4 without blitzing on this big 3rd down.
That's right. That's exactly the key right there.
Seems like Fronten has a spot there, you know. He just takes that short drop and loads up and launches it. Big 3rd down. Fronten back to pass. Looks to his left, fires, incomplete, nobody there.
Yeah. See,
and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's what I'm talking about with timing and throwing to spots. He's throwing to a spot, and that one is on his receiver. His receiver was too far downfield for him. Now, the flip side of that is the way that ball came out, if the receiver was a little bit closer to him where the receiver should have been, the Holliston defender was right there with him. That might have turned into a little problem for Fronten.
Andrew Dennison goes back to receive the punt.
I'm guessing he will try and kick this out of bounds. Let's see if he...
The Medway kicker usually punts it short. Tried to fake it. Incomplete.
Oh.
Intended for Infinger. And that turns it over to the Panthers on downs near midfield.
I absolutely love aggressiveness and coaching, but I'm not sure that play was the right play for there.
Well, it looks like they had the screen set up, but the punter just couldn't put the ball on the hands.
But that's where, you know, all night you've been fighting back and forth, and everybody's been going back and forth. And now with 9:11 left in this game, you give Holliston tremendous field position.
Well, somebody call 911 to restart my heart. This is a great one as we're tied at 28. Holliston's back on the field at their own 44. Hand off to Harding. Harding sweeps in front of the Panther bench to pick up a couple.
You know, he's another guy tonight that you may not have the greatest stats, you may not have a lot of touchdowns, but he's had some nice runs for Holliston.
Really does. 2nd down and 6. So that picked up 4.
Obviously here, Coach Kiley, they're looking to score any way they can, but you know what? They're not going to be upset if they get 5 yards of the carry and take this downfield and take some time off the clock. But right now, it's scoring that they need. It's taking a long time.
A lot of signals.
Yeah, there goes the signal from the referee.
Kiley with the end around to Olsen. And he picks up a couple more, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3 or 4.
Holliston will leave them with a 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3.
Clock's running again. Wind's blowing again. Mist is coming down again. What a game. It's football weather, baby.
Seems like just yesterday we were in the sunshine.
Wait a minute, it was.
So clock running, 8:22 left in the game. Panthers don't have time. They're going to have to call timeout. And we'll take a break. Well, Holliston's ready with 8:09 to go in the 4th quarter. Medway's really talking it up. This 3rd down and 3. See what the front 7 can do. Kiley fakes it to Sweeney, gives it on the reverse to Olson, and Olson's got a 1st down for the Panthers. Was that Olson or was that? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So 1st down from the Medway 46 now.
Well, Cooper Olson started all this back when he made the big touchdown-saving tackle on the opening kickoff, and since then, offensively and defensively, he's having a good game. These kids are really a whole bunch of them are coming out here tonight and playing very, very well.
Gentile in motion. Kiley, reverse handoff to Harding. Harding's got a couple, and he gets hit by Medway. I didn't see who made the tackle there. But picked up 3. 2nd and 7.
Clock running. There'll be under 7 minutes left to go in regulation when this ball is snapped.
Gentile slides across. Fake it to Harding. Kiley looking downfield. Turns it upfield. Slides. Maybe picked up 2. Be 3rd down and 5.
3rd down and 5, but you're in 4-down territory with coming up almost onto 6 minutes when this ball is snapped. There'll be about 6 minutes left in regulation. And this would be a big 1st down here for Holliston if they can get it and keep controlling the ball and keep controlling this clock and keep, as you always said, the old Hank Stram thing, matriculating down the field.
Oh, yes, they need to matriculate some more. So 3rd down and 5 or 6. There's the handoff to Harding. Tries to cut it back up inside. That brings up a 4th down and going to be 5 yards.
Well, this is a little decision to make. It's not
you go for
black and
field
white as
position?
you know, you don't know, because if you don't make this, you know, you're giving them tremendous field position. If you do make it, well, you just keep going. So let's see, you know, Coach Kiley in the past, we've known him as a gambler. He's always, you know, he's the aggressor. He wants to be the aggressor. He wants to control the situation.
Usually he goes for it.
Yep, he usually does. They're going to call
And we got a timeout on the field with 4:55 to go in this tie, 28-28 game. Medway trying to get their crowd going with 4:55 left in the game. Panthers break the huddle. Carlos tells me the Panthers are 1 for 1 on 4th down. Harding the lone back inside of Kiley's left. Kiley back to pass, fires. Incomplete and broken up, so the teams end up trading turnovers on downs.
Well,
Intended for Sweeney.
you gotta give your young quarterback came out. He threw an interception, last time, and you got to show you have confidence in him because you want him to have confidence in himself. So,
Well, I think
I'm sure that's part of the situation. Throwing it now. Also, they've been running the ball pretty decently, so they probably said, okay, maybe Medway's going to look for a run. Maybe we can pass the ball.
Medway played that well. I think they defensive back closed very quickly to knock that down.
Medway's defensive backs have played very well most of tonight. When they've had the opportunity to play, sometimes a couple of the touchdowns they were caught inside.
So the Medway offense at their own 37-yard line. Fron pitches it out to Childs, who gets hit by Olsen and wrapped up by Zakshevsky was right there, and then finally, they don't seem to bring down 32. They just sort of neutralize him until the whistle's blown.
Those two, Matt, Connor Olsen and Matt Childs met earlier in the game.
Big loss on that play for Medway. So loss of 7. So great job there by Olsen and Zakshevsky.
You've got to be very careful here with what you do, because if he throws the ball, he's going to have to throw the ball probably a little bit more downfield.
Fron takes that drop, steps, fires it down the middle of the field. Incomplete, but there's a flag on the play.
Now, this is not the pros, so the ball isn't going to be way back there. There's also something else down here, it looks like. I don't know. They're calling them. Everyone's staying right down here, so I don't know what the.
What was there, a flag in the backfield for holding? That'll be offsetting.
They're telling him not to move the chain gang.
Because we're going to do interference against the Panthers.
Is that the only? Yeah, looks like that's the only call. Okay, but it's still not a first down. So it'll be second down.
Second down and 2, so after the 15-yard penalty. 3:48 to go, 28-28. Metro West Daily News had this as one of the games to be watching in Metro West, and it's sure living up to that billing.
Here comes Childs.
Childs on the pitch. He's got a head of steam. He's into the Panther backfield, and he bounces off a couple of Panthers for a touchdown. 55-yard touchdown. So with 3:35, Medway takes the lead.
Well, you knew it was coming. You knew when short yardage, 2 yards, you know it's going to be Childs. I mean, you have to understand what's going to happen, and they just weren't able to get him. He's a really good back, really good back.
His second touchdown of the game.
The way he's going, if he keeps this up, he's going to be one of the state leaders with touchdowns.
Blocked extra point, and it's a live ball. They blow that dead? That shouldn't have been blown dead.
That is huge. That leaves the door wide open for Holliston.
So Medway's lead is only 34-28. Big block there by the Panthers.
That was absolutely huge.
That was the 5th touchdown of the season for Childs. And that was a big one in this ball game. Looked like the Panthers had stacked up the line, and they used that pitch to get Childs outside around the corner.
Well, I mean, you know it's going to happen. You've got to contain. Now, in fairness, they did contain him. He didn't really get too far to the outside. It looks like he likes to run a lot off tackle, and he's good at it. He's fast, he's quick, and he's so powerful for his size. I mean, you know, they have a tough time tackling him.
Refresh my memory. What happened the last time Medway kicked off?
Well, last time I remember, someone named Dennison kept running.
Number 24 found the goal line, 83 yards. I think Olson's capable too.
Well, they're not gonna kick it down to them. That's for sure.
They have their long kicker out. Well, they've got another number 9, doing the kickoffs.
He looks like a left footer.
And the kick is away to Dennison's going to take it at the 20 under a head of steam. Spins off a couple of Medway players and gets it across the 35 to the 37.
All right, let's set this up for you now. 3:28 left to go in regulation. Holliston down by 6, 34-28. Plenty of time, but you've got to also play a little bit smart. You can't just keep, running the ball, and you're going to have to get out of bounds, and you're going to maybe have to at least have one or two really big plays here.
What a ball game.
This is great. This really could be one of those games where the team that has it last wins.
Right.
But I think one of the things, win, lose, or draw, you come out of here with, I think Holliston's going to feel a lot better about themselves, a lot better about a lot of their kids, both offensively and defensively. And they're growing, and they're getting better. And they took a huge leap forward tonight, no matter what the score is. A couple big schools are going to be playing against in the next couple of weeks, too.
They've got Sweeney all alone on number 1. Safeties are up. Kiley in the backfield with Dennison. Back to pass. Fires it deep, wide open, incomplete. Number 24 flashing that speed, got behind both the defenders for Medway.
I actually don't recall Dennison being a receiver, but now you can see why he would be.
It looked like they were trying to set up Sweeney on the island out here.
Well, we talked about Sweeney, we talked about Gentile and Harding being playmakers, and there you go, Dennison, another one. And what you're starting to see now is Holliston, you know how they've always had the tremendous skill positions, more than one, there's several options. You're starting to see that here tonight.
2nd down and 10 for Holliston.
There's a mismatch here with Sweeney if they can get the ball downfield, if he can get a little time.
Kiley fires it.
Great catch.
Nice catch there in the middle of the field, just crossing midfield. That's number 14, Kualima.
First down, Holliston at the Medway 48. 3:13.
All right, clock starting to run now, 3:10 left to go, regulation. You don't have to be over anxious, but you do have to kind of speed it up a little bit here. Either that or start getting out of bounds and stopping that clock.
First down and 10 for Holliston. Kiley rolling out. Getting chased out of bounds across the 45. Let's see where they mark it.
That's a nice gain for him, and you get to stop the clock with 2.5 minutes left.
For a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
So they stop the clock with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game.
And that's a nice, beautiful run by Kiley, and as I say, getting out of bounds is a major thing for him here, but picking up 4 or 5 yards is really big.
The defense needs your voice. We need you.
Second down and 6 for Holliston. Kiley back to pass. Sets up Harding for the screen.
Oh, and he kept him in bounds, so the clock will keep going.
Picked up a couple. Clock running with 2:22 to go.
About 3 for Holliston at the Medway 42.
So now, Tom, you really do, unless you're going to start calling timeouts, you really got to show a little urgency here. There'll be about 2 minutes, maybe even under 2 minutes left when they snap this ball. There's 2:04, 2:03 right now.
Kiley with Harding in the backfield. Spread receivers to both sides. 2 receivers both sides. Quick drop. Fires it complete to McCarron, number 86. Owen McCarron with the catch. Climbed the ladder right there, and he's got the ball
We talked about
down
Owen,
to the 22.
We talked about Owen McCarron in the last game, and I had mentioned how a lot of times these young quarterbacks, inexperienced quarterbacks, will look for their tight end, and McCarron is a good one. Looks like Holliston's going to call a timeout here.
So with 1:44, the Panthers trail Medway 34-28.
First and 10, Holliston.
Clock is running now, 1:35 to go. Coach Kiley signals in the play. TJ and the Panthers to the line.
Safeties are coming up a little bit. You can go to the outside on the left-hand side. You're going to have some room.
Kiley, quick drop, steps up. Tries to sneak out the left side, fires towards the end zone. High, whoa! Gentile was there. It's out of bounds and incomplete, stops the clock with 1:08 to go. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Holliston.
Well, that was the right place to go over on that left-hand side, but the play just took a little bit too long to develop.
Looked like the throw was to Gentile. He sort of got up there and almost made a play of it.
Another flag.
Eligible receiver downfield on Holliston.
Well,
So that backs him up 5.
yeah, it's announced as an ineligible receiver, and that's sometimes what happens when the play takes that long to develop. So it'll be 1st and 15. I guess at this point,
Well,
honestly, you might trade the down for the yardage at
Right.
this point with 1:08 left. I'm
exactly.
not so sure that you either way, whether you accept the penalty or not, it's probably not going to make much difference.
Timeout Medway with 1:08 to go. All right, 1:08 left in the game. Medway 34, Holliston 28. I mean, this is what it's all about, Jay. This is why you just said it. This is why you lift the weights. This is why you do the 2-minute drill. Get a chance to win the game in the last minute.
Yeah, this is something that, by the way, all teams practice the 2-minute drill. So these are things that you've been practicing for the last few weeks here.
Kiley back to throw, fires in the middle, right over. Incomplete, almost hauled in by Gentile. Wow, that was a great pass, Jay.
Well, that was also tremendous pass protection by that front 5.
TJ had a lot of mustard on that ball.
1:02 left to go. Second down.
Second down, and like you said, Jay, they picked up a down with that
that made a
that
big-
penalty.
yeah,
sort
so-
of helped them out.
Yeah, that allowed him to go out there and try and get a little bit more yardage.
I mean, that was a quick play, and Gentile was right on the goal line.
I like to get out on the edge a little bit here and maybe get a bunch of yardage and then stop the clock.
1:02 left in the game. 3 receivers to Kiley's left. McCarron tight to the right. Kiley back, rolls out. He's got a wide open field. TJ Kiley, goal, score! Let's see, he's down at the 1-yard line. And the referees stopped the clock with 52 seconds to go. What a play by number 13.
Now, I'm hoping that's not a Holliston timeout. I'm hoping he just stopped the clock for the first down.
First down in Coldwell, Holliston.
I'm hoping Holliston did not call a timeout here because you can let that clock roll down and you can get 4 plays done.
There's a flag down on the field. I didn't see what it was. Did you see it, Los? With the penalty? They picked it up.
Yeah, they're starting the clock again. Yeah.
They started it with 48 seconds to go. Holliston's on the run.
You don't.
They're on the 2. First and goal.
You don't have to hurry here. You don't have to hurry as long as you have your timeout.
37, 36. Holliston right on the Medway doorstep. Gentile shuffles across. Handoff to Harding. Breaks off the left side. Touchdown, Panthers! And the Red Sea goes crazy. 23 seconds to go in this ball game. And Devin Harding goes in from 2 yards out.
And Tom, I'm giving the last 3 plays in that drive, 2 of them very successful and one of them an incomplete pass to that offensive line. They have just been absolutely magnificent on the play that they had where TJ had that big run. I'll turn it over to you here for the call.
The score is tied 34-34. The kick is up and good! And the Panthers are leading 35-34.
On that play, when TJ had the great run and everything, what had happened on that play, and you'll see it hopefully in one of the replays, was that Medway came with a 7-man blitz, and that front 5 stopped them.
Wow.
And because they came with a 7-man blitz, that only left the 4 guys back there to defend all the passes, and that opened up that whole field. And TJ did a great job of when he got beyond the line of scrimmage to cut back to the middle and get down where he got. That, I'm telling you, that was a great run, but that offensive line on this drive was absolutely sensational.
You're absolutely right, Jay. Tremendous to see that front 7 take over the game like they just did on that drive.
And here you go now with 23 seconds left. You know, the way we've been seeing the game tonight, you could probably have 2 more scores. You know one thing, it probably won't end in a tie. 35-34, Holliston by 1.
That's right. This game's not over if number 32 has something to say about it.
You will probably see right here, Nick Carding will squib kick.
Well,
what you want to do is you want to make sure that all of your guys do not, and you got to tell them this right now, the special teams coach, hold your lanes. Let them run the ball back. Let them take 6 or 7 seconds off the clock. Hold your lanes.
Cotting with the kick. It's low and in the middle of the field. Picked up on a scoop. And tackled around the 30-yard line.
Now what this does is
19 seconds to go.
Now what this does defensively, what Coach Athey knows this obviously, is this takes what's his name out of the I'm so excited here. It takes Matt Childs out of the game as a runner, but not as a receiver. So you got to be really careful covering him as a receiver here because they got to get the ball into their playmaker's hands, and he's the big playmaker. Hollis is going to play.
And the last time he touched the ball, he made a big play.
Hollis has got a choice here. They can come after the quarterback, or they can play back. Now, they're playing kind of a half and half here. They're playing deep, but not everybody deep. So
front high snap, was going to hand it off to Childs there, first down. And we got a timeout on the field as Holliston looked at the lineup of Medway and called a timeout with 18 seconds to go.
I mean, Childs is sensational, but I don't know if I want to give him the ball on a
Why
handoff.
not?
On a handoff.
Why not?
Well, you want him to, obviously, but
Well,
no,
handoff, pitch. The guy's a wrecking ball.
If you can get him the ball to the outside or something, you can do that. But what happened was when they saw how spread that defense was, and that wasn't really a total prevent defense because they still had 7 guys up front and the 4 guys back here, that left it wide open. So in that case, your 5 blockers can make a block, and now you got to go get Childs. So in a sense, you are absolutely right, Tom, that you can give him the ball in that. And that's why they may want to move those defenders. Take 2 of your safeties and move them back, but keep those corners up tight. See how they're coming back now up and doing this?
Right.
That'll prevent the run.
Well, Medway's got their play, and they're coming to the line, and now the Panthers, turnabout's fair play. They're calling for a little yelling from the Red Sea. And this whiteout crowd is trying to rev them up.
Perfect defense right here. The 2 safeties deep, that's your prevent, and then you got the other 9 guys up front. Nicely done by Coach Athley.
Snap to Fonten. Throws it out to Childs in the flat. Breaks away from a couple of Panthers, and it's out of bounds across midfield. 12 seconds to go in the game.
Pull the groin, I think.
Out of bounds to stop the clock.
Childs is down, hurt, but he's over on the bench.
Shaken up on the play.
12 seconds left.
That changes Medway's, might change their strategy a little bit here with 12 seconds to go. Wonder if they call a timeout. The quarterback, Fronten, with the play. Medway breaks the huddle. No 32 in the backfield. Fronten, short drop, fires towards the Medway bench, and caught by number 7, but he's stops the clock with 7 seconds to go.
Childs comes back in.
So 32's back in the huddle, and this one is coming down to the wire. 7 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for Medway at the 30-yard line.
Remember now, they can kick a field goal and win this game. So you got to be very careful here. You can't let them get much closer.
Fronten, short drop, fires to the sidelines. Incomplete.
3 seconds left. This will be the last play. So let's see what they do here.
Incomplete. 3 seconds left for the Mustangs. From the 30.
Ball's at the 30.
Now you can.
Oh, no, they had a catch there. So it's 2nd down, and
It's complete. They mark it down at the
did they call that was completed? I couldn't. It looked like he gave the incomplete sign, but it's 3rd down. They're lining up for the kick. And this one is going to be a 40-yard attempt. His last attempt was a blocked extra point by the Panthers. High snap! Converse driven back, and he's got no place to go. That is going to be the ball game. And that'll do it. Holliston walks away with the win, 35-34.
Well, exciting game, and you bring it down here, and I'm going to tell you this is a big leap game for Holliston, Tom. I said that earlier. You see a lot of good things happening, a lot of players coming out tonight. They all did a great job offensively, defensively, special teams. You've got kids coming out. You got Sweeney, you got Dennison, you got Harding, you got TJ Kiley.
Kiley, I tell you, he was really the straw that stirs the drink, as they say.
But the big thing was that offensive line, especially down at the end.
Oh yeah. The Panthers with a late touchdown there by Devin Harding, with just the front 7 just exercising himself against Medway. Okay, and now we got Los with the final lowdown.
Thanks, Tom. Wow, what a finish to this one. The Panthers come away with a thrilling 35-34 win over the Medway Mustangs. Almost 800 total yards of offense in this game between both of these teams. 323 total yards for Holliston, 441 yards for Medway, 137 yards passing, 186 yards rushing for the Panthers, 195 yards passing, 246 yards rushing for the Mustangs of Medway. 14 first downs for Holliston, 13 first downs for Medway. Just a back and forth offensive showcase between these two teams. For Holliston, quarterback TJ Kiley had a great game. He was 8 of 14 for 137 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Devin Harding was the leading rusher for the Panthers. He had 83 yards and a touchdown on 15 carries. That was good for 5.5 yards a carry. TJ Kiley also had 46 yards on the ground on 8 carries. The leading receiver for the Panthers was Brady Sweeney. He had a great game, 2 receiving touchdowns, 3 catches total for 85 yards. He had a long touchdown catch of 51 yards, another one for 34 yards. Joey Gentili also with a touchdown reception in this game. And then a huge game on special teams for Nick Cotting. He made 5 extra points for the Panthers, including that game-winning extra point with just 23 seconds to go. And then Andrew Dennison just broke out in this game, 4 returns for 152 yards, including a huge 93-yard touchdown return that really turned the momentum in this game. For Medway, quarterback Luke Fraughton, 9 of 21 for 195 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Matt Childs really got it done on the ground. He was a really bruising back. He tallied 148 yards on 13 carries, 2 touchdowns. That was good for 11.4 yards per rush. Defensively for the Panthers, Cooper Olson leading all tacklers with 7 recorded tackles. He also had a quarterback hurry in this game. Brady Sweeney with a huge pass breakup. Pierce Alachi with 4 tackles as well. Jack Littlejohn, CJ Pacheco, Brady Sweeney, Robert Collier, all checking in with 3 tackles apiece. And then also Cooper Olson, Robert Collier, Miguel DeJesus, and Owen Zakshevsky. I've been practicing that name all week. They checked in with tackles for loss in this game, so they should be recognized for that. For all stats and information on the Holliston Panthers, you can follow us on Twitter at HCatFootball, and that's the lowdown.
Thank you, Lowe's. And thank you, Jay, for calling that big call right there at the end, right in front of the Red Sea. The Panthers got a chance to matriculate the ball and score with 23 seconds to go. Number 23 kicked it through the uprights. 23 seconds to go.
Gotta love it. Okay, I want to thank the lovely Lisa for doing a great job up here and staying in the cold and the rain and the wet and everything else. Thank you, Lisa. Carlos, great job on the stats. Tom, you did it again. You did it in Medway again.
Panthers win.
Final score was
35-34.
Holliston wins. We'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.